Hello everyone, a very good morning to all. Um, wish you a very happy Sunday. So I wish you all are here. Yes, good morning. Right. So yes, we believe it's a lazy Sunday. Students are really joining us. So let's wait for 5 minutes, right? As a tradition. So once they all are in 5 minutes, we shall begin the session. Thank you. All right, so let's start. So I think we have waited enough, 5 more minutes. Okay. So let's start in the continuation of yesterday, like we were doing email writing. So we learned few basic concepts of how to write the mail, what are the terminologies that we have for better understanding, correct? Now, Let's go again. We were at use professional salutation. So, what do you mean by salutation? Can anyone please explain, or do you have any idea of what are salutations? Anyone here? Do you have any idea what are salutations? Respected sir. Okay. Jigger. Good. What else? Dear. Okay. Mm-hmm. Honoring the person. Okay. Dear. Gestures of utterance made a greeting or acknowledgement. Okay. On others' arrival or departure. Greetings. Now, let's understand what is a salutation. So there are different salutations that we have. Let me take you through. Now these are what? These are salutations. Now what are the importance? For example, you can have hi, the name, hello, dear, greetings, name, hello everyone, greetings, then dear team, dear Mr. or maybe so and so, or the name. These are the basic salutations that we write while we draft any email, right? So this is a very very basic salutations. Now, are we really following or we using each of these salutations anywhere? If I'm writing a official email or professional email, so which salutation I would use and which I will avoid, we will learn in these particular sessions, right? Now, when I talk about hi and then name. So, do you think if I'm writing this to one of my very very senior person, can I use hi and his name? No. All right. Great. No. Now understand. There is always nothing right, nothing wrong. It's all about the culture the person follows. For example, when you are in India, there are many places where they do not believe in all these. What they do is they write the name of a person, and in front of that they write G. Many places out there. So that shows their respect towards that person. So we cannot call this is an informal letters. In many of the institutes I have seen they address people like this. So it's their culture, they follow and without any offense. Now when I say hi and hello, yes, many people would say, ma'am, it's an unofficial salutation. Obviously it is. If you are a junior, just started your, or it's a beginner or just started your career, I would never prefer you to write hi and hello to your seniors. Although you say, ma'am, it's good to say hi and hello, it is good to say hi and hello, but not with the seniors when you are writing them or drafting them the mail. Now if you are a senior or you are a colleague with each other and maybe your friends in the corporates or maybe in the official place, probably you people can exchange the salutation by hi and name and hello and name. But if I talk about the British culture, if I talk about the American culture or the foreign countries, they don't mind if they write hi and hello in front of their names. They don't really mind the salutations because all of them they don't in the in outside this country, people are least bothered whether you call them with their names or using sir and ma'am. There is no culture of using sir or ma'am. Everybody calls them by their names or maybe by their last names, right? So they don't get really offense. But in India, yes, you might can face the consequences, as there are a lot of ego clashes that happens if you don't regard them by saying sir or ma'am, right? If they're senior to you, maybe in experience, age, or whatsoever it is. Now, hi name, hello name can be used only for example, if you are working in a same team and you exchange almost 20 mails a day, so it's very difficult for you to write the salutation of every time, so you just can write hi and then the body of the mail and then send. But if you're drafting the same mail to your boss, then obviously you will have to be very very careful. Now some people wrote respected. Nowadays, I would not say it has absolutely obsoleted, or I would not say it's in trend. So respected is something that we kind of don't use when we are writing any official or professional letter writing, right? I'm sure that shows your gratitude, your love, your kindness towards the elder. But then respected nowadays is kind of obsoleted. You can write dear so and so, dear sir, dear ma'am, dear name. That is globally accepted, right? Now, when do you write dear name and when do you write dear designation or maybe dear profession, dear sir or ma'am? Can you tell me the differentiation between when do you write dear name and when do you write dear any designation like dear team, dear sales, dear production, dear manufacturers? So when do you write it? Any differentiation out here? Yes, please. When a company use designation, when to use the designation? When you know the name, you can. Okay, okay. Now let's imagine one thing here. For example, I know my boss name. Here's Mr. Andrew. So can I write here, dear Andrew? Now, yes, obviously now there is a glitch. If a person is from yes outside this country and his culture is that people can call them by their name, he would not mind. But if it is the same thing happens in a culture where these things are made an issue, I can never address my manager, my senior by their names. They can get offensive. So dear name is always written when you are first senior to that person. Second, when you know the real name and the person is introduced to you. You are familiar to that person. In that case, you write dear name, right? Designation when you don't know the name to whom you're addressing, so rather giving any false names or alias name, what I do is I'll mention down the designation out here, dear analyst, dear team, or maybe I can call you as a dear dear HR, right? Dear team head, dear team leader, right? So I don't know who you are, but I want to I want to here talk about a person here. I want to mention out the designated person here, so I can call it their designation in front of dear. That's absolutely fine, right? No, dear writes to friends and relatives. No, that's not true. These days, you can write dear to even the professional world, and it's globally accepted. Nothing to be worried about. Dear sir and ma'am, you can write when somebody is senior to you and don't want to take their designations, or you know them. You don't want to hold their designation or name. So in that case, you can just straight away write dear sir or ma'am, right? Now there is also one condition where you will write both dear sir and ma'am both. What will be that condition when you can address both sir and ma'am together with dear? Any answers? In what conditions? In what conditions can you use both sir and ma'am with dear? Mr. and Mrs. When we don't know who is the receiver is. Very good, Anish. Very good. When we don't know the gender of the person, if you don't know the gender of the person. Absolutely right. Bingo, correct. So yes, when you don't know the gender of a person, or but they are senior to you, right? Because you have just started your career and you don't want to say take their names, because even if you don't know the designation. So what will you do is you will just write dear sir oblique ma'am. So the person, if if you write only dear sir and the recipient is a female, you know what can happen, right? If you call females with their wrong names, what disaster could happen, right? So who would take that risk, right? So just to avoid all these repercussions, what we do is dear sir and ma'am. So that means if you are a sir, then you can take acknowledgement as a sir. If you are a female, you can take it as ma'am. So without any offense, you played a simple goal out here by acknowledging both altogether, because you are not really sure who the person is. Now greetings is another salutations that I'll discuss. Simple name. If I just write here Ali and then start my subject line, it can only be used if a person is junior to me, or of a same similar designation and very close to me. In that only case, I can use only name as a salutation, otherwise I would not use it. Correct? Dear all, everyone. Dear all is maybe if I have in my inbox, when I'm maybe drafting a mail. So in two I have more than 5 IDs, right? I have like more than 2 IDs to whom I want to address this mail. So what I'll do is, rather mentioning their names again, for example, if rather saying it dear Amit, Juhi, Sandhya, Sneha. So what I'll do is, I will not be affording to write down the eight or nine mails if I have 7 email IDs there. So what I'll do is, dear all, or dear sirs and ma'ams, right? But dear all works the best. If you're writing this mail in bulk, more than one or two people or more than 5 people, I'm sure you would not mention each of their names. What will you do is dear sirs, dear ma'ams, or dear all, right? Everyone we write really really bleak time, but then all works better, and it is absolutely true. So dear all, and then you can write the certain the body of your email. So that's how this salutation is worked upon. If you are any doubt till here, any doubt so far? Beneath you there? Okay, clear. When we don't know the gender, how we can start is just by saying, when you don't know the gender, you can I'm telling you, I'm coming on that. First of all, you can just say maybe dear sirs or ma'am. Dear sir or ma'am will work better if you don't know the gender, right? So how do you write it? You write it dear slash sir slash ma'am. Then comes dear team. In what condition do I write dear team? This question is for everyone. In what conditions do I write dear team? Mm-hmm. Okay. When you are addressing to a whole team, okay. What else? If you're a head of a person in a particular team. Okay, yes, correct. To discuss about the project when you are in a higher position. Very good, very nice, wonderful job done. Very good. So now there are certain conditions in where you can write team. So for example, I gave you one example. When you will be in the corporate, no. So what happens is there will be amalgamation of, for example, now there are 120 people in one team that we call it as ops team. Those who are looking for operationals, right? Now, if you want to share the mail to those 100 people, so do you think it's feasible to mention all those 100 people in one email ID? Is it feasible? If I have to inform the entire ops, and there are more than 100 people that works in ops team, operational team. Now I want to address them a mail. So do you think it's feasible for me to mention all the IDs in one go? Is it feasible any day? No, it's not. True. Now what my other people are doing? No, it's not feasible. So what we do is, what company does is they make one common ID where they include these 100 IDs together and make one. Now this one ID will have the amalgamation of those 100 IDs, and which will be called as ops team at the rate of company's name. Let's say Infosys ops team at the rate infosys.org.in, whatsoever domain name they would like to take it on. Now I have to just mention that one ID, and that particular ID will have another 100 people. So I don't have to take those 100 people together. What I'll do is, excuse me, I'll just have to put one email ID, and that will go to those 100 people out there. Now I know that this particular ID will have more than 10 people around. So what I'll do is, rather addressing each and every person, it's not feasible to mention 100 people in the mail. So what I'll do is, I'll write down their dear team. This is the one case. Now second case could be, uh, I have to talk to 2-3 people in HR. Now, I don't know what's her name. I don't know whether she's a male or a female. So what I'll do is, I'll write address to entire HR community by saying, dear team. Now, whoever is responsible person for the same can revert me on this, right? Because whenever I will address it like dear team, so whoever is the concerned person will get acknowledged, okay, this person needs my help or my attention. So let me revert without any offense. So that's a use of dear team. Got it? Clear or all clear? Clear or all clear? I'm sure half of you are not just joined the meeting and sleeping, and enjoying your Sunday, because this is something very interesting that I'm telling you, right? And this will be of really great help. Now, dear Mr. and Mrs., this is as similar as dear sir and ma'am. When you don't know the gender of a person, you can address dear Mr. and Mrs. This is uh, purposely done in the foreign countries, but not in India, majorly. Now, Mr. is universal. Whenever you write Mr., it's but obvious whether he is married, not married. He's a male, so yes, definitely it will be Mr. Now there was a confusion in the later time that it used to be Miss and Mrs. Now, for example, tomorrow, maybe Akash here. Akash wanted to write a mail to me. Now what Akash did, he wrote, dear Miss so and so. I might take it as an offense that when I'm married, then why did this person address me to Miss? Because you know how females are. They are very very oversensitive, right? Without hurting someone's feelings, but yes, that's how we girls are made, right? uh, More or less, I would not like to call myself as a girl, maybe a woman now. So jokes apart, so this was the conflict that used to come, that whether the girl is married, how will I get to understand? That's understood that she's a male. The ID says maybe Harsha at the rate of so and so, Priyanka at the name of so and so. However, 100% times it's not correct. All right, when because nowadays even some girls they do have a name like boys and boys vice versa. Now, how would I know that a person is married or not? That's also again a thing, right? Because girls are always mysterious. So what I'll do is I'll have Miss and Mrs. and it was used to be very very confusing when to use MRS, when to use MIS. So to avoid all these communications, we introduced the concept of MS. So either you are married or you are not married, it's universally corrected that the person will be addressed with MS, right? So without any offense, you can use MS for girls whether she is married or not married. You can use it worldwide. Clear, everyone? Clear? Wonderful, wonderful. Now, when do you use to whomsoever or whom it may concern to the person you don't know who is he? For example, you're filing a complaint, right? Maybe about regard against a company, against some product that you would have bought. Now you don't know to whom you need to acknowledge in that particular mail. So you just can write, to whom it may concern, right? Because you have a general idea, you don't know whether it's a complaint department or it's an authority or it's a management, whomsoever it is. So what will you write? To whom it may concern. Now whoever is the responsible person, this mail should reach him regarding any complaint, regarding any justification, some clarity on something. So that is used when that particular time. So these salutations are used at that particular time. I hope everyone is clear on this. Any doubt? Any doubt so far? Bravo. Now, let's go to the second slide here. Where is that? Okay, here we go. Now, salutation point is here. Now, don't use your exclamation point sparingly. What do you mean by this? I'm sure this is very interesting. Use exclamation points sparingly. What does it mean? And I'm sure most of you do it on the regular basis. Okay, so it's a great one. So when I say use exclamation points sparingly, so one of my candidate give the absolutely right answer. When I say use exclamation points sparingly, that means you don't have to use them like this. Good morning. And then I thought, pressing too many exclamation marks will never hamper me, will never hurt me. So I can use as many as I want to. But no, if you are writing any professional salutation, so just write one exclamation mark. That is more than enough. Correct? So that's the meaning of use exclamation points sparingly. Too much sounds very kiddish, overexcited. So we actually refrain ourselves to do that. Correct? Now, uh, next comes is proofread every message. Now, why is it important? Why is it important to proofread every message that you write? Why so? Okay, don't use more resolution checking for errors. Okay, what else? Hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, ma'am, what I proofread? Okay, proofreading helps to avoid mistakes if any. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What else? I love your, when you use a lot of your brainstorming. That's really helpful. Amazing. Okay, great. So I have seen in many of the places what happens is when somebody, if I say, let's say, I want my week off today. So what I want to write is, I what I will do is I'll say, dear team so and so, I want my week off this Monday. So do you think it's correct? And without any clarification proofreading, I sent this message. So is it correct? Is this correct? No. What's wrong? What's wrong here? What's wrong? Can I assume since it's a Sunday and my hungry audience can't reply? Can I assume that? Weak spelling. Absolutely correct, Akash, Shweta. Yes, there are two things that is wrong here. Is first of all, whenever you are talking about weekdays, it should be first letter should be in the caps. Second, weak. This weak is something which is not strong, opposite of strong. But I'm talking about here is my week, which should be EK. right? Similarly, there could be endless problems that you can do while drafting a mail. Maybe it could be a spelling mistake, maybe your meaning sounds very very harsh on somebody, your tone is really very aggressive, there is no punctuation marks, there could be spelling mistake, there could be information missing. So there could be n number of errors, maybe grammatical errors, spelling check, there could be n number of errors that can prevails out here, right? So in that case, we need to proofread every message that you send. So before you hit to the send button, you should always give a check. Add the email address at the last. Now why, what does it mean? What does it mean? So meanwhile you're thinking this answer, just give me 2 minutes, I'll be right back. Just give me 2 minutes. Yes. Okay. So many of you gave this answer. There are many Mondays week to prevent to send the mails to the recipient. Correct. So what happens is when you draft any email, you should always add the email address at last. The reason being, what I'll show you with an example here. Don't want to send an email accidentally before it gets finished. Absolutely right, Akash. Very, very, very accurate answer here. Wonderful. Now see what happens is here when I draft any email, what I'll do is I'll put so many ideas into. I put the IDs in CC also, and while I was drafting the mail, I accidentally clicked to send button. Right? I accidentally clicked to send button. So what I'll do is I have now no scope of holding that message unless I have put the setting of undo any message in less than 30 seconds. So whenever you set a setting, there is an option wherein you can set the setting out there that you can hold a message for 30 seconds before it's reached to the sender. You can make that setting by default, maybe 30 seconds, 20 seconds, or maybe 10 seconds, 5 seconds, that depends on you, right? So why to make this disaster? Because if it is a very important mail, it has reached the sender, then you have to again write one apology mail, and then you have to write the fresh mail. It unnecessarily, it put you in the very very difficult situation and also it gives you a lot of other pressure as well. So it's highly recommended that do not do that. What I recommend is first draft your mail, completely draft your mail, see the salutation is correct, whether the email body is nice, salute, the closure is correct, your signatures are there, the information is accurate. If you find it all well, then check the email IDs. Now there is also one glitch. Whenever you will be writing down the email IDs, ensure you are putting the right email IDs, because in the professional world, in the corporate, there is no scope of your mistakes whenever you're sharing very very important mails. For example, if you were to share very very important information to one of your clients, because of your carelessness, it reached to the some other person of similar name, definitely you will be in a problem. Your manager will hold you responsible of breaching the contract and trust that you shared the very very confidential mail to some wrong sender. Maybe that person can misinterpret that data or can play with that data and can really be against you. So company will not tolerate such kind of things. It might sound very very basic, but yes, even the seniors, those who already have the experience of 5 7 years, they do mistake, they make such kind of mistakes, right? So it is always suggested, whenever you are sharing any informational details, confidential mails, always verify the email IDs of the sender twice, right? Because in your organization there could be two Priyanks, there could be five Akash, there could be seven Priyankas available. Then which ID is for the specific people, you have to rectify, verify before you send it, and it's very 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 important for everyone. Am I clear, or do I need to repeat it once again? All right, thank you. Now comes your keep your fonts classic, Calibri or Georgia. Now what happens is here, uh, when you draft any email, so what happens is, first of all, it will give you the style. What style do you want to take? So what I prefer is to go for either wide. You can choose Georgia, right? That's also the other way of writing the emails. That is again the right format, and I would say the professional way of styling your fonts. So that's absolutely fine, right? If you want to choose any of them, even if the white is works better, right? So that's how you do it. So don't go for italics, right? Some people, they choose the some fancy comic style. So that sounds very very basic. If you're into the media industry, maybe that works for you, but in professional world it doesn't work, correct? Now, next is somebody was trying to say Times Neuro. Oh yeah, yeah, that also works. That's okay. Okay. Even the size should be correct. It should not look too jazzy. That's what I want to say. Right? So even if you have these, whether you want the size to be in the corner, center, you want bullet points, so that is also possible out here, right? So that depends what kind of character do you want to be, right? You want it in the middle, you want it in the last, so however you want it. You can choose the color, you want headings, italics, bold, or maybe you want to have the small, large, or huge font size, so normal works better. And then here you can change the styling. So that's how you can design your font, which should be very very basic ones. Use professional email greetings, like greetings of the day, how are you, right? Whenever you're drafting a mail, you can be right, maybe how are you, or hope you are doing well. So it will give you auto fillers also these days. For example, trust trust see, it will give you automatic Can you see? It will give you automatic suggestions. So what you need to do is you just have to click on tab. Click on tab, control plus tab. Just let me check the see the cursor first. Right? Erase all. Trust. Just click on tab and it will be done. So you need not to write the entire story. Or maybe you write here thanks you when you start responding to any appreciation mail. Thanks for your email. Thanks for your cooperation, and so on, right? So the list is on. So that's how you get it. So these are some professional greetings or greetings of the day, right? Or hope you are in best of your health. So these are what? These are your greetings, official greetings. Okay, so this is something that you can write to beautify your emails. But there is one glitch that I'm sure many of you must have seen, that some people prefers to write down the quotes for their emails. For example, once a reader, always a leader, right? Just avoid the caps off. So what I'll do is I'll preferably, maybe would like it, right? Now could be these kind of quotes works for you, but now please be remembered that please avoid yourself to write any influential or influencing quotes, right? Maybe if you are writing something to provoke somebody or some quotes to hurt someone's emotion, designation, their what I call it as dignity, so that should not be the case. Correct, everyone? Clear or all clear? Great. Now let's move to the next point. Keep it short, avoid all caps. Now this answer will be given by my audience. I am not going to give you this answer. Why do you think we should avoid all caps? I'm giving you 30 seconds. Understand and tell me. I want answers from everyone out here. Why do you need to keep everything, the caps off? It takes more time to understand than the smaller letters. Okay. Capital letters are used to indicate a particular meaning. No. If the may look someplace like full stop, the need often interpreted shouting, and yes, interpreted shouting or rude. Yes, many of you are right. Very good. Very nice. Yes, absolutely correct. See, I'll tell you. I'll explain you how it works. What happens is when you write a mail, it has no voice because I can understand your tone when you talk. I can understand your intention when you talk. I can understand your expressions when you are in front of me. When these all expressions are happening on electronic mail, where I cannot see a person, I cannot understand their intention, I cannot understand their voice, I cannot understand their meaning, but I have to comprehend all these things through reading only. That's the reason my writing skills has to be very very strong. So now what will happen if I write or I end up writing everything in the caps? Now what happens now? There are some rules in writing that you will never write the entire email in caps. I'll just show you here. If I write here, I want you to present the presentation tomorrow. I'll check the spelling. Evening without any failure. Right? And what I'll do is on the top of it, I'll change the color to red. Now, what does it mean? It means that I am really, really angry on this, and I'm not gonna give you any escape route, and I'm really furious, and I want you to complete this presentation without any failure. Right? So my caps plus bold means if I keep something in caps and I keep it bold, that means I'm really, really angry. I'm shouting at the top of my voice and I'm being very, very dominating, instructive, in my tone. I am not going to handle this anymore. It's just the command that you have to follow without any failure. Not only my words, but the styling of my writing also is depicting that I am really, really angry. Right? Even my words are very strong, that without any failure. Or maybe when I write ASAP, right? Or like keywords like the repercussions, right? So these are what, these are few words which talks about that I'm really angry, I'm really furious about your activity. So that's the reason, unless you are at a position when you can write down the hard mails, avoid doing that. If you're in a condition wherein you can write down those hard mails, then absolutely fine. Maybe you reached at a level of manager, or maybe some CXOs or something like that. So on, absolutely you can afford to write hard mails or something like in capital letter. But as a beginner, as a fresher, you cannot. What is the meaning of ASAP? ASAP means as soon as possible. I'll give you some abbreviations of email writing. So let me show you again here only, if you want me to. Mm. So these were few. I'll show you out here. Let's discuss it once the class happens, right? I'll share it with you all. So this is all clear. This slide. Acknowledge all mails, avoid hard mails, check mail on the regular basis, attach carefully. Now this is very very important when you say attach every attachment very very carefully, right? It shouldn't be like you are mentioning some other file and you attach some other file. It can be a big disaster or debacle. So yes, avoid doing that. Jokes, witty remarks or sarcasm do not translate in emails. when you're writing any official mail, so please restrict yourself to share any jokes, some witty commands, remarks, some sarcastic tones or sarcasm. It has no place on emails, or maybe gossiping, complaining, talking someone once, talking, really not making sense for others. These things are to be restricted over the emails. You can have a complaint mails regarding the product, can be regarding to the services, but not you can complain against the people on this email, right? Don't use emote icons, right? For example, if you're very happy, you are a very 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 person who is more of a expressive, so you tend to use a lot of smileys, of different variants, or maybe nowadays there are ample number of emojis are there just to express your expressions. You thought of adding them into your email just to be more impressive. No, you don't have to do that, right? Your words would talk enough about your mood. You don't have to use special characters to to depict what you are feeling right now, right? Never ever never forward absolutely, because then you can the person can say a trail mail. I'm sure you understand what is a trail mail or a thread mail. Do you understand it? What do you mean by trail mail or a thread mail? Do you know what is a trail mail or a thread mail, everyone? Okay, let me explain you. The trail mail is, for example, I shared one mail with Shweta, saying, Shweta, this is what I'm expecting from you in tomorrow onwards. These are the new responsibilities that I'm handing over to you. Kindly share what are your KRAs for now. So now Shweta will share on the same mail, she will share the responsibilities that she is handling right now. So on the same email, again, what I'll do is I will write her down that these responsibilities you will not handle now onwards. I'm handing over to somebody else, because I'm promoting you. I'm giving you additional, other responsibilities, on which she will acknowledge whether she is agreeing to it or not. So the conversation happened with 4 or 5 mails, right? So these are called as thread mails or trail mails. You are not using a separate mail for these continuation or this continued conversation. Understood? Should I explain you once again? Okay, got it. Understood. Any doubts so far? Great. Now let me show you one example. Now, how your mail is divided, let me show you, which is a very important point. Now, your email is divided into 3 parts, right? Let me show you here. One came salutation, which you all understood. Then comes greetings. Then comes opening of the message, body, and then your closure, or you can close it as closing. So that's how your body of your, or maybe a signature. So this is the body of your email looks like. Okay. Okay. Now, salutation is like greetings from so and so, right? I told you greetings, I told you opening. Now, what is this opening talks about? Now, opening is what you want to say. Why are you writing this email? Is it a revert mail? Is it a fresh mail? I'll show you a few examples also for your better understanding. So this opening works that ways, right? I am writing in this mail in regards of so and so. As discussed with you, I'm sharing few documents with you. As per our telephonic conversation, please find attached the document that was required by you. Please let me know if there is anything else that I can help you with. Thanks regards. So when it comes opening is you talk about that why are you writing this email? Body is the main content. What are you expecting, right? What is the topic all about? What is the concern, right? That is something you will be writing in the body. Closure, what are you expecting from this reward, from this mail, sorry. And then your signature block. So this is how your architecture of your email looks like. Clear everyone? Clear everyone? I'll show you few examples out here. Now these are some opening statements that you can see. Like, please allow me to introduce myself if I'm a new to the receiver. Good afternoon, good morning, how are you? Hope you are doing well. Trust you are doing well. Hope you have the wonderful weekend. Hope you're having fun. Hope you're having the wonderful evening. I hope you're enjoying the new journey. Hope you're enjoying your new position, right? Trust everything is going well at your place. You're keeping safe. So these are some few opening statements. These are few opening statements. Also, you have the here where I can talk about, please allow me to introduce myself. Then you can talk about, as discussed on the call, as requested, please find attached. I hope this email finds you well. Trust you are in best of your health. I apologize for the delay. Thanks for your help. Thanks for the update. Thanks for in touch. So these are what? These are few opening statements based on the reward that you have received. For example, if somebody has helped you, you want to thank him, right? So then you will write thank you for your help and then your body of your email. For example, somebody has updated you for something, so you can write thanks for the update. I'm looking forward to listening from you again, right? So somebody, you asked for some you had some query you requested and that you got really really fast, so you can talk about thank you for your quick response. So these are a few opening statements that can help you, right? Now, what are the closures? Now, the closing statements could be all the best regards. You're looking forward to hearing from you. Your appreciation. Your help in this regard is highly appreciated. Your cooperation in this regard is highly appreciated. I'm anticipating the best. Best of your help or something like that. You can have it as a closure. So I'll give you one example. Why do you think now after learning everything, now let me know what is wrong in this email? Now I'm expecting everybody to answer here. Everyone. Okay. Subject is not proper, unprofessional, gossiping. And yes, you're right. Am I right is wrong, ma'am? Subject is questioning, intent problem. Yes, absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. So if you can see here, these all mistakes are there from Eva. Then two, subject line is really not well. Did you see what Britney is wearing today? So it's a kind of gossiping that you don't do it on email, right? Absolutely you don't do it. Ma'am, email is used for gossip. Yes. Opening is not there. No salutations. Very good. Wonderful. I'm really impressed. She looks stupid. I mean, that color lipstick, she's probably trying to get John's attention. And did you hear her to the boss? I can't stand it. Like, we all work hard. Am I right? So this is what, am I right? It's very, very harsh, word that she has used here. So this is something that we don't do it. Again, I'll give you one more example. What is wrong in this email? One more example. Okay. So I guess, yes, correct. Mm-hmm. Correct. I think in this particular email, whatever I suggested you to not do, it's everything is out here, isn't it? Isn't it? Yeah. So that's a main flaw in this particular email. Now see here. So yes, it shouldn't be there. It looks very, see, spelling mistakes and whatnot. Everything is wrong here, right? Okay. Now you have types of emails. Like you have formal letter of appreciation. I will give you just 1 minute to read, and then I'll explain you how does it make sense. This is a formal letter of appreciation. Please read it for 1 minute. Read. Now let's see here. I would like to formally recognize all the hard work and dedication you have put into the completing project. Due to your consistent efforts, the project is what it is today, and that led to the positive result we were hoping for. On behalf of company's board member or whatever you want to like, we would like to formally thank you for your hard work, and we would like to let you know that we are highly value your contribution and your continued dedication to your work. We are very grateful to you to have you as a team member of our team, and we wish to continue to see you thrive within that organization. Warm regards. Thank you so much. It's not at all wrong to thank somebody formally, right? That means the entire company wants to thank a person for the dedication that the person has shown. So now let's see here. This is the salutation, dear Mr. or Mrs. or the name whatsoever is the person. This is a salutation. This is the complete opening of the statement. This is the body of the email. Now this is the closure, and this is your signature block. So everything which I taught you in this particular email session, this is one example of this, right? So that's how you write down the appreciation letters. Also, I will show you one more example. Letter of complaint. So I think this is better for you, right? This is a cover letter example. See this. This will be of your use. Read this again. I'm giving you 30 seconds to 1 minute to read the cover letter, and then I'll explain you. This is very important for you. All right, read. Okay. Yes, that's the reason I showed you here. Now, here in the cover letter, when you apply for any job, you write one cover letter. So this cover letter will have all the amalgamation of the information that you want to convey to your recruiter. So dear hiring manager, and the name. Now, if you don't know the name of a person, then only dear hiring manager, dear HR, dear team, right? I am very interested while reading the job posting for the position of so and so, right? Maybe a position of as a, because you are writing this mail because you must have received some JD from some place. What is JD? That is your job description, right? I'm just giving you the email. The entire writing the cover letter I'll explain you when I will be taking the class of this. Then I believe that experience I have strongly matches the responsibility of this position because you have read the JD. I'm enthusiastic about submitting my application for the position. My most recent position was at so and so. Now, because you are a fresher, you can skip this part. Here you can talk about your experience in terms of what is your technology that you're really good at. I have recently participated in some events where I got recognitions, your accomplishments. You can talk about your project work. So you don't have experience, you can cover it up with your project work, right? So this is what you will be writing down in your second paragraph here, because you are a fresher. I have attached my resume to this mail. Thanks to it, I believe you will learn more about my experience, education, and achievements. Or please find attached, or you can also write it as please find attached my resume, or you can write down please find attached resume for your kind perusal, right? I believe you will learn, or some, I think this is something you can skip. You can write down, please find attached my resume for your kind perusal. I hope this will give you a detailed insight of my project work, education, experience if you have any, and my skills. This is how you can redraft your or restructure your lines. Looking forward from hearing from you, or hoping to hear from you soon. So this will help you to give a scope of, you always, whenever you want to have the extended conversation, you always write something that extend the conversation. It doesn't block the conversation. So this line extends the conversation, that you are very very hopeful to hear from this person soon. Then your name, obviously your phone number, or your signature block. Now maybe this person is very lazy, would not go back, download your resume. She would not mind just contact you from here, right? So you have to give all flexibility to your user to know to reach you that ways, right? So these were few examples. Now these are few kind of mails that you write reminder emails, apology letters, introduction emails to a client, proposal submissions, inquiry letters, sick leaves, asking for some recommendations, right? Or maybe appraisals. So these are few kinds of examples that you write. Now this is your homework. This is your homework for today. Now these are two topics that I have for you. One is this. Second also I had, where is it? I think this is, yes it is, yeah. So this is one of the example out here. This is one task for you, that you are a project manager for a team of 20 resource. Write an email to your team inquiring about the irregularity in submitting their weekly timesheets and stressing the importance of the same. Please limit the word count between 70 to 100 and use the below mentioned phrases. So this is the topic of your email that you're going to write and submit it at the email ID I've already shared with you. Also, these are the outlines that should be there in your emails. Like you can use the keywords like can be accessed online, lead to loss of pay every week, do not default, use a bill client, actual working hours by Friday, failure to adhere, timesheets, filling application. So these are some outlines or keywords you can call that should be there in your email when you will be submitting them for the verification, for the evaluation most probably, right? So this should be there. I'm giving you 2 minutes to jot down, or maybe to take the screenshot, whichever is convenient to you. You can do that. One is this, please take the screenshot and acknowledge, and I'll give you the second option also. So out of two you can write any one. Have you jotted down or you need some time? Okay, I'll give you the second option. This is the second option. This is the second option for you. All right. So now you can choose any one and write down the proper email on this. Done? See, letter of complaint is, I'll show you. These were few examples. Email ID is, I think somebody can write, it was mentor buddy feedback. Just a second, I'll find it for you. It's feedback dot mentor buddy @ gmail.com. Right, so you will share your emails out here. Let me show you the complaint letters. You were talking about complaint letters. First of all, these complaint letters you make if you are not satisfied with any of the services, or maybe you can write down here as date, right? Maybe, then this is a dear name, date you can mention out here. I made a reservation of you at your restaurant close located at so and so place for a birthday dinner for 4 people. This letter is intended to bring certain issues to your attention. Now he's opening the statement that why is he writing the complaint. So first he has mentioned that we booked a hotel, restaurant at this place for people of 4. That was a birthday dinner. Now what is the concern, he will tell you in the body of the email. Now body says, unfortunately we did not enjoy our dinner due to the fact that the food was very slow to arrive and we received a wrong dishes. It's understandable that it was busy time for at your restaurant, but the quality of the service was not expected. So he's not sad because he did not receive the good food, but the service was also slow. It's okay, the service was slow, but the quality of the food was also not nice. Now he says, what is the suggestion he's giving to resolve this problem? I would appreciate if you could provide compensation in form of a gift voucher or discount on a future meal. I am looking forward for from your reply. Now this person is giving a suggestion as a closure, that what is he expecting. So whenever you write a complaint mail, always write down the suggestion for a person, because what happens is nowadays we are not that mature. What we do is we only go for complaints, but we never give the solution what you are expecting. So anytime you go to your boss or your senior, always make sure that you are not only making the complaints but also you're going with the solutions. Right, you will say, okay, now don't crib about it, tell me what can I do for you. So what he did is, rather making out the commitments, rather going too harsh, he's saying that I want to start, you should give me some gift voucher on the future this thing, right? Okay, if you want you can read it for a minute. Clear, everyone? So I'm expecting now everyone will submit their work, and I hope you have learned enough about how to draft a mail, a better understanding. And trust me, I've given you so detailed knowledge about email that now you reach anywhere. If you have this basic understanding and structuring of sentences, your email will never fail. And certainly some things do come up as an experience. At I have shared one email ID with you. You have to share it on the same. I'll share it again then. uh, it's feedbackmentorbuddy@gmail.com, right? So everyone, please submit your work there, right? Everybody will do that, and let's hope that you all will do it, right? So till then, please meet for next class. And trust me, in the next class I'm going to tell you how recruiter finds you, how can you find the better job on social media using Naukri, using LinkedIn, and how do you create account and how do you search the job. Trust me, this will be going to be a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful session. Do not miss it. And let's meet next week, Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Till then, please take care of yourself. I hope this session gave you a lot of insight again. You learned a lot and you would be able to now write error-free emails, right? Till then, have a beautiful Sunday ahead. Be enjoy your Sunday with your loved ones, your family. Enjoy your breakfast, lunch, whatever you want to, right? And let's meet on Saturdays. Okay, thank you so much for joining us here. Thank you and bye bye. Take care.